Hello, welcome to the LiSEC campus. My name is Thomas Lenze. I'm the Deputy Sales Director of LiSEC, and I want to hand over now to my colleague Thomas Fehringer, who heads up the LiSEC service support.
Welcome also from my side. Thank you, Thomas, for the short introduction. Today I would like to show you some services what we offer you. First of all will be the LiSEC, our live video support system. And secondly, our LiSEC user agreement, which goes along with it. But first, let's get started with the LiSEC. What is LiSEC? What can it be used for? I will show you a quick video, and afterwards a quick or more details to it actually. Okay, why should we use LiSEC? What is it? As you know, pictures say 1,000 words. It's sometimes or often very difficult to describe the fault on your machines. Each machine is connected to each other. They're talking with each other. They're sending data from backwards, forwards, and so on. So it's very difficult to find out where the problem comes from. It's also the language barrier. Sometimes in different countries, it's very difficult to use the right words to describe the fault. Also, it's very time saving. Very often we get very large files, video files sent to LiSEC for the analyze, but with the LiSEC, you don't need to do that. We can actually have a look right away on your mobile phone to watch what you are doing. For that, I've prepared also a little video, which one I would like to go through with you and show you the app itself, how it works. Of course, before we can start, we need to download the app. This you can do in the App Store or in the Android Play Store, of course. The app is free of charge to download. Just download it, install it, and start it. As soon as you have the app started, you will get this home screen. On this home screen, you have two informations. First, the service information, and second, the password. Those two information you need to give to the LiSEC support agent that he can connect to your mobile phone. Once he got this, he will connect, as you can see on the mobile phone, and we have the picture, the video already. So let's have a look in this cabinet. Looks like there is a problem. Well, what do we have in this app now? On the bottom right hand, you can see this menu where you can do some adjustments. Let's have a look. On the first, you have some audio options where you can see if we use voice over IP or the Wi-Fi. On the second one, you can select between the face and front camera, also which speakers you would like to use from your mobile phone. For example, if you have connected a headset. And the third option are the quality settings. The app itself will choose automatically the best available video. Depends, of course, on the Wi-Fi you have, if it's good or a bad signal. Well, once this is adjusted, we go to the first highlight of this app. You have a laser pointer. As you can see in the video, these red dots are our laser pointer. That means each person, that means the maintenance guy, for example, or the LiSEC support agent, can click on the screen on the live video, and you will see this red dot coming up. This is, of course, very handy if you would like to show the maintenance guy where he needs to look for the fault. So before we go further, you can also see the menu on the bottom. From the right to the left, you have the red phone where you can hang up the call, of course. The microphone where you can mute the call, the video to switch it off and on. You can also select the flashlight if you are somewhere in a dark area behind the machine or in the power cabinet. You can also take a picture at any time during the live video, and you have a chat function. But those two things I would like to show you now. So if the dot, this laser pointer is not enough and you need to go into more details, you can take a picture from this live video, what we do now. So we have now a picture. This picture you can check, yes, it's good enough. This is what I want to share now with the agent from LiSEC, or the agent can also take the picture and share it with the person on site. So we start the whiteboard. So now both can see this picture, the LiSEC agents and the technician on site. What can we do now with it? As you can see on the bottom, on the top, sorry, you can now start doing drawings into these pictures. You can draw, you can make a rectangle, a circle, an arrow, or you write a text. Let's do a drawing. That's now the maintenance guy in front of the machine. You can, of course, select your color and the width of your pencil. Okay, he's putting an error to this plug. Looks like this plug is faulty. We need to check it. Let's wait what the LiSEC engineer is saying. He means something different, it looks like. We need to check the green cable. Let's wait if we get further instructions. Yes, he put a text next to it as well. The green cable needs to be checked. If you look on the left-hand bottom corner on the chat window, we even got a text message now from the LiSEC support engineer. Please check the green cable. Looks like it's not connected. Unplug the cable and plug it in again, please. All right, we confirm that. Okay, close the chat. And we close this picture. And we are back in the live video, and we now actually can check this plug for further faults. If it's not the fault, of course, you can carry on with doing another picture or whatever you want to. Well, what are the advantages again? Of course, it's pretty much self-explaining. It's really easy to use. You don't need to have any fear of this app. Even if you have a question, you just ask our support agent within LiSEC, and he will support you, of course. You have this real-time laser pointer. That's the option we use most of the time. You also have the chat function if it's too noisy in the factory, but you can also, of course, use a headset. You have this whiteboard where you can do drawings within these pictures. Also, the LiSEC engineers can write you in these photographs quick descriptions, what you have to do. And of course, it's included in our LiSERV. Do you have any further questions to this topic?
Yes, Thomas, I got some questions for you. Question number one is, can the LiSEC Eye be used with Wi-Fi only?
No, this app can be used either with Wi-Fi or with the mobile phone network. But we strongly recommend to use the Wi-Fi only if possible or if available, as we are creating with this video very large files, and if you do that via your mobile phone network, high costs could occur, of course.
Thank you. Next question, is the app itself free of charge?
Yes, the app itself is free of charge. You can download it either from the Android or Apple, and there are no costs to it. It's only the usage itself, but I will come to that later. Okay,
got another question. Where can I gain further information?
Further information, please contact your LiSEC sales team or, of course, our support team within LiSEC.
Can you do me a favor, Thomas? Can you please repeat the advantages again?
The advantages of this app, it's easy to use, but mostly it's the laser pointer where you can direct the maintenance guy to some areas, what you see in the videos. You have this whiteboard where you can take pictures, make drawings and description into it. And of course, you have the live chat functions.
Another question. Will the live session be recorded or stored?
No, the live session and the photos will not be stored within LiSEC or anywhere else. There's a simple reason for it. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10, 20 minutes to find the real problem on the machine. And if you have now this video and you would like to check it later, if the problem occurs again and you can't remember the solution, it takes you some time to find the right spot in the video. So what we do is we have our own ticket system where we document the faults. What was the fault? What are the steps to find the problem? And what are the steps to solve the problem? So it's way quicker looking into this ticket as to search in the video for the problem.
Tricky question. Usually it's very loud in the production environment. What can the operator do?
We strongly recommend to use a headset. It's way easier. As you said, it's very loud in the production environment and sometimes very difficult to understand. And that's why we really recommend to use a headset.
And now a very important question. What are the costs of the LiSERV?
As I said, the LiSEC app itself is free of charge. If you're a LiSERV customer, it's also free of charge. It's everything included. If you do not have a service contract with LiSEC, one support case will cost 250 euros. That means a support case, one problem. If you call in to solve this one problem, doesn't matter how often we go online or we establish a connection to your machines, it's one time 250 euros until this problem is solved.
Thomas, thanks a lot for the explanation of the LiSEC. Can we talk now please in more detail about LiSERV?
Of course, Thomas, not a problem at all. Therefore, I've prepared again a quick video, and after that I will explain again in detail what's that all about. Well, LiSERV. What is LiSERV? It's actually also known as LPC contract. That's the old name, and LiSERV will replace now this old contract. LiSERV is the user agreement with our online support. And with that comes along the priority phone line, which one is very important for you, of course. A priority phone line means you get a special telephone number and you will have first priority when you call our support center. It means these phone calls will overtake all regular phone calls and you will get served first, of course. Also, we have an external call center behind it. That means if you ring in and no specialist is available at the moment, we will take your call, your details, and the right specialist will call you back as soon as he gets available. Also included in LiSERV is the LiSEC, of course, as I mentioned before, and also the Mylysek customer portal. this is an online service communication platform where you can see all your tickets, all your problems, more or less, you have reported to LiSEC, documented there. You can also communicate with this ticket system with our specialists within LiSEC. And the good thing is with this contract, you can terminate it whenever you want to with a 3 months notice. What are the costs of this LiSERV? It was a little bit complicated to calculate in the past. That's why we changed it again to make it simpler. Now we calculate it after the main machines you have in your factory. If we take, for example, an IG line, you have now 3 main machines. That's the washer, the press, and the sealing robot. So those are 3 connections. And if you see on the very first chart, up to 9 machines, you pay 290 euros per month. If you have now between 10 and 19 machines, you pay 790 euros a month. And over 20 machines, you will pay 990 euros per month. What is included, as I said already, you can see on the bottom, with the LiSERV customer, you have the free hotline. This will always stay free of charge. So if you only have a few questions on your phone, there are no charge to it. Of course, all the remote connections are included as well. You have the priority phone line, you have the LiSEC guy, and of course, you have the customer portal. What happens if you do not have a contract? Without the contract, the hotline, of course, stays as well free of charge for your questions. But as soon as we now need to connect to your machines via remote connection or LiSEC, the charges of 250 euros will apply for 1 support case, as mentioned before. Also, you do not have this VIP call line and also not the LiSEC portal. But with the LiSERV, everything is included to it. As you could see, it's also pretty much self-explaining like the LiSEC I app itself. But please, if you have further questions, don't hesitate to ask them. Thomas.
Yes, Thomas, I got another question because before we were talking about the LiSEC, and my question is, can customer use the LiSEC without the LiSERV contract?
Yes, of course, this is also available for our non-contract customers. But as I mentioned, for 1 support case, the charges of 250 euros will apply.
Another question to the LiSEC, when are non-contracted customers invoiced for LiSEC remote connections?
They will get charged as soon as the problem is solved, not before. That means if it takes, for example, a week to solve the problem, then the invoice will get raised after the problem is solved and confirmed from the customer.
Let's talk about the LiSERV category change. When does the old contract end and when does the new contract start?
Category change, that means when you, for example, have now 9 machines, you buy new equipment, and then you would have, for example, 15 machines. This change from the category will be done after the new machinery, the warranty ends. So when the warranty ends, we will check how many machines are now connected actually to the LiSERV. We will then pass this information on to you, you confirm it, and then we will change this category together.
Thomas, what happens to the old LPC contract?
The old LPC contract, they will get cancelled. We actually just informed our customer that with the year's end, it will be over, and they have now the chance to swap to the cheaper and better LiSERV variant.
Who will be the customer's contact when it comes to questions for the LiSERV?
It's the same contact actually as for everything else. You have 1 contact person, and that's the sales actually, and these guys will give you all the details about the LiSERV.
You explained it already before, but one more question. Which machines are accessible via remote connection?
We can access actually pretty much every machine, but what we have done is to make it simpler for everybody. We're now calculating, or we take the main machines. What is a main machine? As explained before, if you take an IG line, a main machine is a machine with a main computer or a CPU inside. So the washer is having his own heart, more or less, the press and the sealing robots. Those are the main machines. Before, it was not that easy. Before, it was also, for example, the measuring zone in front of the press calculated as one connectable main machine. But we did this all together now in one package to have it included in the press. And it's now way easier to identify by yourself the main machines and the machines you need to pay for in the LiSEC contract.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for your attention. Thomas, thanks a lot for explaining the details of the LiSEC I and the new LiSEC. Thomas and me will be available for you for further questions. I hope you enjoy the rest of our virtual show, and all the best, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.